Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Konaja here. Welcome back to Formula 1 2018 as we continue our Haas career, moving into race 33 of our career. Not quite sure why it does it in that way, but it is race 33 of our career, and we're pretty much halfway through the season at this juncture, and it's looking pretty darn good so far. Here is an update to our performance versus the rest of the teams. Finally, Ferrari has done something and is improving the car and catching up to Red Bull. Mercedes, look at the gap between 28 to 32 before they did anything to their car. Very bizarre. I'm expecting still major upgrades to their car soon. They have to be saving for something, and I'm starting to realize why that might happen, because I am hitting a point in the R&D tree as well where all I have left is 4 or 3 week upgrades left to do. So I'm going to have at least 3 weeks from here before I see any upgrades. So we'll have to see over the scope of the next 3 races if we start to get caught by those next 3 teams. And we're going to see how this car does at Hungary right now. After Q1 in P10, I'm having an interesting problem. I'm actually having, not hang-ups, I'm having a frame rate issue here for some reason. I have no idea why. I've been looking through my computer and nothing seems out of whack. I guess I'm just going to have to adapt as we move on to Q2. I don't really know what the deal is. Hopefully it just clears up on its own, as most of these issues usually do, or we just hope they do, because frankly there's nothing I can do. Overall, the car feels pretty good. I don't have too many complaints about it. So I'm hoping for a clean run here in Q2. Honestly, it already feels better. I was just getting this weird choppiness in Q1, but not seeing it here. So let's focus on a good lap. I think the thing to focus on is turn 1 and a little bit of the midsection there with the chicane. Turn 1, always a problem for me. Getting the car to rotate. That was pretty decent. And then we gotta conserve power, because we don't have enough for the full lap in mode 5. Got a little bit of a hang-up there, but not too bad. To get time around here, you really gotta push the curves. I'm hoping these cars that just came out of pit road aren't gonna be a problem for me. That's one you really gotta push. You gotta get right to the edge of cutting the track, basically. And you can do that there. It's a matter of 4 off or 2 off. It's the name of the game. It's part of it. Push the track as much as they will let you. Here. Feather it back to the gas. There, I'm looking for a 16 out of this. Sainz is kind of in our way here, but he's getting on the power now for his lap. That's not helping, but his toe might help us down the straightaway. If he could be so kind. And he is. 16.7, okay.
Just put in the fastest lap.
We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. This should be good enough. So, thank you, Sainz. Oof. I mean, it was good enough for P4, but I'm feeling a little second fiddle to Magnussen here. I've not been able to touch the times he's been able to do, as well as that 15.6 from Verstappen. Dramatic pause. That's real fast. Daniel Ricciardo, 11th place, went out on softs for 2 runs, didn't make it by hundredths of a second, and looks like a fool. Okay, this is serious business time now in Q3. Let's see if we can get into the 15s. I don't really know that I have it in me, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna give it everything I've got. No excuses. It's all up to me. Let's make sure we have a good launch on the straightaway. Nice. Really push it into turn 1, but don't run wide. A little bit late to the gas, I feel. was a nice improvement there, though. Make sure we get everything out of this curb over here. I could get more. I could get more out of that, but that was nice and safe. And a very good run out of there. Could get more out of those curbs, too. Ooh, nice run there. Back to the gas real early. Beautiful right there, too. I'm a bit worried I'm going to run out of ERS power. That shouldn't be a huge deal. No tow this time around. 16-1. I think that might be about the best I can do. It was a really nice lap. It was really nice. All we gotta do is hope that, as they have been the last few weeks, everybody slows down in Q3. I don't know why they've been slowing down in Q3, but they have been. We'll see.
It's always wonderful to come back to the lively Hungary ring. A popular destination this, nice and close to the beautiful city of Budapest, with some exciting racing to boot. Who can forget Michael Schumacher pushing his old teammate Rubens Barrichello up towards the pit wall in 2010, or those great races of 2014 and 2015 as well. We're northeast, we're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position. And it's Kevin Magnussen in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Red, Raikkonen, Sebastian Vettel, and Perez, Ocon, Alonso, Sainz, and Daniel Ricciardo, Leclerc, Van Dorn, Pierre Gasly, and Ericsson, Hamilton, Stroll, Nico Hülkenberg. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. And Brendan Hartley, Sirotkin, and Valtteri Bottas starts from the back of the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
You should have some space going into the first corner, so try to keep it tidy.
Well, that certainly is an interesting grid, is it not? What is up with the Mercedes? Both of them didn't make it out of Q1. I didn't even notice. No penalties. Like, I thought maybe they would take penalties, like they would be taking parts here because they didn't make it out. Bottas qualified dead last, didn't take any penalties. That's foolish. Absolutely foolish, but we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. So, 2-stopper today, starting on the Ultras, and then 2 runs on the Softs. Looks like no chance of rain. That's nice. Magnussen's real fast here. Verstappen's unbelievably fast here. I'm a little bit kind of feeling off of my rhythm, so I want to make sure that I just kind of stay consistent through the day and maybe try to just stay on the podium. It would be nice to do whatever I can to ensure Magnussen has a good day. Boy, those were long. And I think the best thing I could do is probably try to stay out of his way here and maybe try to push Verstappen into running wide. I couldn't really do it. Oh, but he's got him. He's got him. Nicely done, my friend. Nicely done. Oh, this is so fun, having a teammate that actually is competitive. Those kind of hang-ups are not very fun. My issues with this track continue. Let's remember we got a lot of fuel on board now. Let's ignore the fact that the cat just knocked something down in the room. It's just what cats do. Oh, just bulldoze that curve then.
Now for the rest of the race.
Who needs it? I have been focusing on, for the setup of tracks like this, making sure the suspension has enough compliancy in it. Is that the right word? Ooh, even the sounds are breaking down. I'd say there's some weird stuff going on. I hope that's not like signs of something weird going on with my actual computer, but something to do with the game. I was trying to say something and that thought is gone. Don't overdrive turn 1. I just can't seem to run the same line that they do through there. I'm hoping that our car will come to life a little bit on older tires, because I just haven't really been matching their speed on quick laps. But sometimes that means that you have a better car for the long run. You never know. The car doesn't feel too bad. I just feel like I'm not quite as consistent here as I need to be. Big run on him there. Magnussen's scooting away in clean air. Which is fantastic to see. I'm enjoying that thoroughly. I would love to see him push even further up the grid, even though, you know, we're doing really well in manufacturer points. All it's going to take is a few DNFs from either him or me, and more likely him because of the...
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs. Okay, some information on Perez. They have some kind of mechanical problem.
Yeah, that's what I was going to talk about, is mechanical problems strike the AI more than the player. So, you never know when he's going to drop out of a race. Pretty good little gap here, forming 1, 2, 3, back to 4 to the Ferraris. I love this track. It's a difficult one. Very difficult one. But
a new strategy is available on the MFT.
I quite enjoy it. Oh, another hang up there.
Got that confirmed.
I'm down with pitting a little bit early, because these tires, I don't think are the preferred tire here. They get too hot too quick, and I start to lose rear end grip, so I would kind of prefer to be on the softs, which is unusual. It's a little bit of a risk. You can get back into traffic and have issues there. I'm hoping the pit lane's long enough here that that's not an issue. That's the
You want
DRS.
to pit this lap, so push now.
Yeah, you can see I'm not able to get the power down out of 103 in the left rear is a bit too high. Oh, buddy. Did a four-wheel slide into there. Yeah, yep. Too much heat in the rears. It's like a whole different car than what we started with. You see it dancing through there? I don't know if you could tell, but that car wanted to spin out the whole way around that turn. Driving on eggshells right now.
Okay, some information on Raikkonen. They seem to have an issue.
So many issues. So many car issues. It's surprising we have not had more safety cars this season, as many DNFs as there's been. Yep, pit road right now. Undoubtedly, the time. Let's just hope we come out into clean traffic. Ooh, it's gonna be tough. I'm worried we're gonna be mired right in that back field. Oh, no.
Exit now.
Yep. Come on. All you guys go by.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tires.
We are right at the field. Only 16 cars still running. Crazy. It's only lap 5. Ah, it feels so much better.
We're at +1 lap of extra fuel. Fuel target +1.
gonna be hard not to hit these cars as they're going to be a lot slower than me right now. Oh, I mean, they're cars that are slower than mine to begin with, and on older tires. But I can't waste a whole lot of time messing around with these cars. It's one thing I wish they would have worked on with the AI. It's something that doesn't actually happen in real F1 is drivers that just block for a position versus a car that's obviously faster than them for 15th or 16th place. Doesn't really happen. Got some pitters already, and it looks like I am a big loser on this pit sequence. Actually, I think it's just that Rakkonen's a big winner. Or has Rakkonen... He's done something really dumb. I think I'm actually a good winner on this sequence, as I'm right behind Verstappen. I read that wrong. You know who's going to be a big winner is Magnussen. Because he's going to pit after this traffic situation is cleared. You know I want to round him now, but it might simply not be the time. There's the sounds breaking again. What is this, BeamNG? Every game is every game.
Kevin is in the pits. Okay,
Nowhere
the
for me to
gap
go.
behind is 1.8 seconds.
Yeah, Magnussen has done an amazing job right now of getting himself out of this struggle bus. I have a feeling Vettel's going to be well ahead of us too. It looks like that is the case. Cars have cars on the blue flag already. I guess it's Rakkonen who's a lap down because of something that happened to the car. Not sure what. Let's save battery energy while we frankly just can't go anywhere. I wonder if teams like Mercedes are going to try and one-stop this race, having started on softs. Seems very plausible. Soft to medium. This is really bad news for us. Me and Verstappen. Still no pitting, yeah. That must be what's going on. Simply nowhere to go. I love this track, but boy, it's hard to pass at. It wouldn't be so bad if everybody wasn't in a line. Also wouldn't be so bad if the game was running correctly. Or less incorrectly than usual? More correctly than usual. Trying to make something happen here, but there's just not a lot of option.
Battery charge is high. Let's increase ERS deployment to up the pace.
Come on, that's as bold a move as I can possibly make, and I just get nothing from it. Jesus, game? What is your problem? It's not even raining. Guess we just gotta wait for these cars to pit. If I keep pushing like I am to make this pass, all I'm gonna do is knock the front wing off the thing. This is really helping those Mercedes too. They're gonna benefit from this in their one-stop strategy. Or anybody that's doing one-stop strategy is this may shake out that myself and Verstappen aren't battling for a podium at all. There was definitely some contact up there between Hamilton and Stroll. There's a bit of a gap. Woohoo! That was every bit of the brakes I could get. These cars ahead of us should be kind of starting to suffer for tires a bit. So maybe we can make better headway than Verstappen was making. What in the... Just hit your teammate. That's a good idea. That was a lunge, if I've ever seen one. I was trying to do that same thing. Didn't quite get there in time. Boy, we are flying down this front straightaway in the draft. Pushed him out into the curve, that's what I needed to do. Listen, if you can't get around Lance Stroll in a Williams, then you need to just get out of the way. Mr. so-called world champion. That's how it's done. Gonna try the same lunge he is. Not gonna have it though. Gonna push me around. It's crazy how much better the car is on softs than it was on those ultras. I'm probably gonna chill for a lap or two here though and make sure I'm not overheating anything. He says passing a car on the outside again. The danger in doing that is if they try to go to pit road, they're just gonna take me out.
Let's use some of this energy. Increase the ERS deployment.
Got him clear. So one thing that needs work is they need to do better at the suggested strategies. They've got to offer you the same things that they're going to offer the AI. So if they're going to offer them a one-stop strategy,
check your MFD for a new strategy option.
then they've got to also offer that for the player. I think they want us to try and pit early to get out of the traffic, but we're almost clear of the traffic, so no. So once I clear Leclerc, I think we'll be able to turn much faster times than we are. And I don't want to get mired back in that same group of cars again.
Is looking really good. You're managing it well.
Nah. That whole straightaway was trying to push me into the dirt. Nah. I don't think so. Fuel is looking really good. I don't want to abuse the rear tire by using it is basically why. But maybe now that I'm in clear traffic I can try. It must be that they're doing a one-stop back in the field here. Which means I kind of need to clear them a bit. Well, not really. I've already passed them post to my one-stop, so basically we're on the same sequence right now as those cars behind me. If there's any cars ahead of me that have cleared and are on the one-stop, then they would be in an advantage. Magnussen has to just be absolutely light years ahead of the pack now. The big loser in this is Verstappen.
Our gap to first place is 27.6 seconds.
Like I was saying. That was certainly a very intense scuffle there. Not quite what I had in mind for the race. Oh, buddy. I got a little too cocky there, I must say. Just a little too cocky. Just tired of being held up. This should be an easy pass on the straightaway. I think. He went for the over-under, but not gonna happen. Nice. Alright. Beautiful, clear track ahead of me. Literally the first time we've seen that. Hopes of a podium are pretty low. Vettel is just absolutely ages ahead of us at this juncture. He didn't have to deal with any of that. So I think it's Magnussen, Ricciardo, Vettel. So yeah, Ricciardo actually benefited hugely. Let's never use the word hugely. Benefited majorly from having to start 10th
Magnussen's moved into first place.
on a different strategy. Oh yeah, Ricciardo hadn't hit yet. But he's now out. Still well ahead of me, and I have one more pit stop to do. Pretty wild. I'll be finishing the race on better tires than him, but is it enough to make up 17 seconds? I don't think so. It'll be a battle for third between myself and Alonso. Or not Alonso, Vettel. Yeah, that guy. Remember Alonso as the fast Ferrari driver? Barely. That was fine. I don't know why my brain slipped back to that era.
9.1 seconds.
What was that gap? I didn't really hear where that gap was. I was too busy rattling. Car in front.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
It's great. He usually says that right at the line. I don't know what he was waiting for. Waiting to make sure I was in a turn, you know? Gotta make sure I'm distracted at the right point. You see, these softs are not any colder. They're certainly still gathering heat. They just handle the heat much better than the ultras do. Don't get nearly as greasy. It's a tough track on tires, that's for sure. A lot of slow-speed acceleration zones and high-speed, high
The gap behind us is
lateral force turns.
7.5 seconds.
Yeah, that's how much this traffic killed Verstappen. 7.5 seconds worth.
We're trailing our teammate by 21.4 seconds.
Good day to be a Magnussen. I'm curious what that gap was doing between myself and Ricciardo. As far as how those mediums are working for him. The car out of power in this section so we don't burn these tires off. Run a little wide there if it wants to. Putting next time by, I think? I thought it was going to be this time by, but apparently not. It's a good lap.
Push now. We're boxing this lap.
Obviously I am, Jeff. Set the fast lap. It's a bit weird to be setting your fast lap in the lap before you pit, but it happens. Fuel's burning off, the tires are still good. That means that last stint should be real quick.
The gap to the car ahead is 8.8 seconds.
I closed in almost a second on Danny Rick there. But he does not have to pit when we do. That's no contest. I wish I could tell where I was to Vettel.
Remember, box this lap. Keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach, and make sure you don't speed.
I was a little less happy this lap. Tire temps got to 106. That's a touch too much. hate that pit entry. Alright. So far it's been a smart race, I think. Strategy was wrong, but the driving has just been smart. Those stupid mistakes. The game's been real stupid.
Go now.
Looks like we're gonna come out into pretty good territory. Smattering of cars is
After
fine.
these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
I don't know that these guys are gonna pit again. No, they must, if they're on soft still. They must, I say. Ooh, that new tire grip. Makes you feel like a superhero around this track. Pop the curbs? Yeah, sure, I can do that. Wish these two weren't so close to each other. So much easier to pass a single car than two. Try and get both of them at once, if possible. That's what I was worried about. Getting to the right side of a car as he was trying to pit. Luckily, it didn't completely screw us. A little hand up the side or something to let me know would be very nice. I'm glad that didn't just ruin our race. Now we'll see what our gap to Vettel is.
The car ahead has come in and fitted the soft tyre.
Yes, where is he? Because I nearly turned in too early for that one. That was insane.
Kevin is in for his stop.
Insane. First sector. No hang-ups, please. Not allowed. I keep missing the delta or the gap.
Ricardo's out in front.
Oh. Really? That's surprising. That was 16 seconds to Verstappen, right? I would be amazed if Magnussen didn't win this race. He had the thing in the bag. Amazed and disappointed, to be honest. Crap, that's our gap, 17 seconds. Well, Podium is not in the picture today, then. Fourth place, it is. I don't think I quite have the pace to do something incredible like we did at Germany. That was an incredible race. The pace I was running felt superhuman. Like, it just didn't even feel right.
Our gap to the car in
16.
front is 16.3
We're getting there.
seconds.
Just have to do that, you know, times 2 every lap. Then not make mistakes like that one. Piece of cake. We can do that. This is one of those tracks where the car really gets better as it burns fuel. I'd love to know the gap first to second. What's he got to overcome? We are consistently the fastest car in the middle sector, so I definitely set the car up too much for the slow section, not enough for the high-speed sections, I would say. You're... Oh my god, this game hates Daniel Ricciardo! It hates him!
Caution. Gap to teammate ahead is 15.9 seconds.
That scared me. No, seriously, this game hates that man. After all that, a race that he strategized himself up into the lead. Nah, let's have his car blow up. Well, not quite the way.
Gap to the car behind is 12.4 seconds.
Not quite the way I had intended to work my way up to a podium spot. It is what it is. Pretty close race for the lead now. The lead. Vettel not too far off.
Okay, gap ahead is 15.0 seconds.
I'm feeling the need to put some brake bias forward or something. I gotta try and get some heat out of these rear tires. Let's try that out. Adjusting the wrong things there. I will have to watch for lockup from the fronts. But if it pushes some of that tire heat forward, that would be a net positive for us, I do believe. It's fine in traffic and it's fine not giving it 100%, but I'm giving it 100%. It's putting too much tire and too much heat in the rears and cooking them. I don't think it's really on the brakes here that's doing it. I think it's out of the turns and even mid-turn. 15, that gap's never going to come down to what we need. This one's pretty much in the books at this point. It's just a matter of me not screwing up. I'm curious to see if that adjustment does end up helping or not. Be one for the memory banks anyway. Of course, you can also get the placebo effect there as I made a change and then I'm like, oh yeah, it feels so much better now. But really, it's just that I'm driving the car better because I think it should be better.
Gap to car in front is 14.4 seconds.
I needed those two to really race each other if I was going to catch.
Our gap behind is 13.9
It's not been
seconds.
happening. Not quite. $104 seems like the happier range. It's not a huge difference, but 104 to 106. 106 is where it's super unhappy. Oh, I missed my turning point there real bad. It's a tricky turn. It's so blind. You gotta aim for something that you can't see, basically. It's like trying to do the right thing on YouTube. Meta jokes. I was so slow on the last part of that lap. It's just that I'm down on power. I mean, we're still catching. I'm not sure. Maybe it is the power mode. I could tell this track was pretty intensive on the battery power because it's one of the few you couldn't run in hot lap mode for an entire qualifying lap.
The gap to the car ahead is 13.7 seconds.
If we had 1,000,000 laps, we could probably get there. We don't have 1,000,000 laps. Thankfully. I don't think we're gonna get there now. Dirty tires. Dirty tires. Yeah, I think it's cruise control from here. Pushing too hard for too long, trying to get something that I was never gonna have. Oh gosh, that's way too meta. Pushing too hard, too long for something I'll never have. Success! Mwah, mwah. Alright, well, interesting dynamic. Certainly one we'll have to review future strategies for. This is not a track you want to pit early at. You don't want to get mired in traffic. Unlike the modern Tilke-dromes, there's not enough long straightaways and obvious hairpins to be like, alright, this is where you pass those 10 cars that are super slow. For better or for worse. This is what I consider to be a driver's track. Not a racer's track, it's a driver's track. You just enjoy doing laps here. You enjoy pushing the car around the place. But it's not somewhere you necessarily will shine if you're a racer. You know, if you're somebody that just loves to chop the track and make the moves and dive through traffic. I feel like this is the kind of track where a racer does really well at hitting the marks consistently, staying on track, never flinching, never making a wrong move, and holding position and putting themselves in better position from there. Just a different race dynamic. Not to say that I'm good at that. It's just that I enjoy driving the place. I enjoy the challenge of putting a car around here. It's a challenge without being stupid.
5 laps of fuel remaining.
Monaco. Oh man, we're getting close to Singapore, aren't we? No. I'll put the bounty out there. Super easy to get. $2,000 Patreon goal. I'll do 100% Singapore race. That'll never happen. Thankfully. Unthankfully, but thankfully.
Okay, gap to leader, 17.5 seconds.
Yeah, I've kind of just been letting that inch out at this point. No pressure from behind.
You're increasing the gap on the car behind by 0.5 per lap.
And we're doing that. Our temps are back in the nominal range. Nominal. I might try and, at the last lap,
Our gap to the car in front
push it and
is
see what it'll do.
17.5 seconds.
I'm hoping Magnussen holds on here. It's been really close. That red dot has not left his butt. For the entire run. All it'll take is one opportunistic DRS zone to change that over. Almost a half second of increase just in that middle sector over Verstappen.
Let's turn up the ERS deployment and burn some of this energy.
Yes, sir. Sorry to disappoint you. Ooh, they're coming up on lap traffic. That's not going to be fun here.
Okay, the gap behind is 10.8 seconds.
Yeah, I lost like half a second in the first sector of that lap and still managed to pull 3/10. I really think most of it's turn one. I'm just so bad at turn one here. That'll get those rears toasty again. Tell you what, these two tracks, back to back, is a good leg workout. Cat, now is not the time. No co-drivers allowed in F1. FU1. I was starting Formula, and it turned an F.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. We advise moving to mix 2, fuel to mix 2.
I advise you shut up. You don't know what I'm doing. You don't know who I am, what I'm capable of.
Okay, gap ahead is 16.0 seconds.
Trying to see what I was capable of without really putting the car at risk. I think the problem was I could only do this for a lap or two before the tires gave up. If I could have done these laps the entire run, sure, maybe. I don't think there's any chance of that, though. Honestly, it was only barely a fast lap.
This lap of the race. Keep this up.
But I did it. We'll see if they beat it. Usually the AI turn it way up for the last 2 laps. Now I gotta cool it again. 104 left rear. I'll provide you a little bit of entertainment for the end of the race. Sometimes this is just how they go. It was certainly a very spicy start. he's got himself a little bit of a gap. Sorry, I was quiet. I was like examining the map to see where they were. It is pretty cool to be able to actually pull for my teammate now.
This is your final lap of the race.
Pretty crazy turn of events from one season to the next. I'm glad they fixed that. That was such a problem in 2017 that you couldn't progress as a team. Kind of looking like that might be an issue at the end of last season, but this season's changed that. Really just kind of taking it easy now. There's just no need. At least there was no rain. Oh, rain here is the worst.
Get some gearbox wear. Try to keep your number of shifts to a minimum.
This is the last event for this gearbox, so we should be good. If not, there's one left on it. I think we'll be alright there. Kevin Magnussen wins the race. Sebastian Vettel second. Huge point stay for us still, with Danny Rick out of the race. And a nice day for Haas in general. It was a wild one in the middle, but
well done, good finish.
pretty tame at the end.
Stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
Stepped up and achieved what we asked. I started third, finished third, didn't I? Really step up much at all.
A great win then for the Haas team today.
That's 2 in a row. Is it 3 in a row? Is it Magnussen,
So,
me,
how
Magnussen?
exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack
Not
today?
sure.
Well, I think the track conditions just really suited their car today. Wind, track temperature, you name it.
Yep, it was
These
the wind.
Our
That's what it
drivers
was.
are making their way out for the podium celebrations, and it's going to be Haas picking up the winner's trophy.
No 1-2, but
Congratulations to
good
the
enough.
entire team for coming out on top in that.
Standings should
And
be
now let's
well
take
in
a
our
look
favor
at the
here.
drivers' standings. Red increases their championship lead. And now I'd like to ask you,
Ooh.
Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Let's give it to Kevin Magnussen. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
And here's how things are
Wow.
shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Haas move further ahead at the top of the standings. Meanwhile, good work from Force India this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. It was great having you with us for this weekend. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Until next time, though, goodbye.
Well, how about that? They actually gave Magnussen driver of the day, even though Hamilton went 15th to 5th. Who would have thunk? Who would have thunk? Well, let's look at this start of the race. Even though the end trailed off, I enjoyed this one. I really enjoyed that push through traffic. I drove my heart out for most of that stint, doing everything I could to keep the nose clear. Boy, that was the defining moment, him clearing. We barely clear, I think, down into here, yep. Tries for the over-under, but snapped it in front of him. Cleanly. It was a good move. That's a cool camera angle. That's cool. Other than that, it was a pretty straightforward opening lap. I don't know what the car really needed. I guess just something to better manage those rear temps would have helped. Seems like a lot of the tight tracks I struggle with that. I know it'll be an issue in Singapore. I'll try whatever I can to get the thing to perform in Singapore, but it'll be tricky. So far, we're 2 for 2 on the awful tracks, on the straight tracks. We did pretty good at Baku and pretty good with Monaco. See if we can continue that at Singapore. Unless it's going to be a 100% race. Just saying. Just saying. Alright, I think that'll do it. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.